8 limbs of yoga. These were given by Maharishi Patanjali between 200 and 800 CE. So these 8 aspects are commonly referred to as 8 limbs of yoga or Ashtanga yoga. Ashta means 8, Anga means body part or limb. Yoga is the union of body, mind, and breath. And these 8 aspects of yoga, they contain all these 3. So let's see what are 8 limbs of yoga. Let's first start with yamas. Yamas are the external restraints, and they are ahimsa, non-violence, satya, truthfulness, asteya, non-stealing or not taking anybody and not being greedy, brahmacharya, we are limiting our needs to the extent that we need for our living and for functioning. Aparigraha, not being attached to neither things nor emotions. Patanjali was an Indian saint. He identified 8 interrelated aspects of yoga practice in his classic, the Yoga Sutras, which he composed during the classical period of yoga philosophy and history, as I said, in 200 to 800 CE. Coming to niyamas, these are the internal restraints that we place on ourselves. We discipline ourselves in order to understand ourselves and also to better every day. And they include saucha, means purity, not only purity of body but also purity of thoughts, and santosha, contentment, tapas, self-discipline, swadhyaya, self-study, ishvara pranidhana is surrendering to the Almighty or higher consciousness. Coming to asanas, they are yoga asanas, which is movement of body parts. The one who does asanas is only asani, and the one who follows all the 8 limbs of yoga is a yogi. Pranayama, which focuses on breathing. Breath is a very important part of our life. As long as we are alive, we keep breathing. That is a sign of life. And when we breathe, we can perform all these functions. Coming to pratyahara, we are withdrawing from our senses. We feel emotional. We take decisions based on emotion. And human beings are social beings. We function through emotions, but we should know when to withdraw from them and just function in a way which is correct. That is pratyahara. Through practice of yoga, gradually our soul will teach us what is right and what is not right, or what should be correctly done at this point of time.
Dharana is the 6th limb. It means focus or concentration or deliberately channeling attention, our awareness. Awareness is, I know that I exist, is awareness. I know this phone exists. I know air exists. That is awareness. And that knowingness, when you channel it to one thing, one point, or one activity, then it is called dharana. Dharana is the art of anchoring our awareness to one task or a thing, as I mentioned. And that thing could be chanting or observing our breath or a visual image, like flame. When you do that using flame, candle flame, then it is called trataka. Or you can also focus your attention, your awareness on a deity, or a point in your body, middle point. Generally, people focus on third eye chakra between the eyebrows. That is also dharana. Now, next one, dhyana is the 7th limb, meaning continued, deep, focused state of awareness that builds on dharana. Difference between dharana and dhyana. See, dharana is deliberate concentration. You want to do it, that's why you're sitting and practicing. Channeling your mind's energy or your attention, your awareness to one thing or one task. It could be the work that you are doing, for example, driving. Dhyana represents effortless way of focusing when you don't have to sit and do it. You're when you're doing something and you're fun with that activity, then it is called dhyana. It may not be again when you're sitting. It could be again some activity that you're doing, the work that you're doing, or driving. People experience that. You know all parts of your car, and you know where to take turn and how much to take turn because you are one with that. We merge into that object of meditation when we are using dhyana for meditation. It could be your mind's eye or inner self. You can experience that sense of timelessness. You don't know whether it has been only 15 minutes or 4 hours, and you will lose track of time. Yes, small time or short time can be experienced as long hours, and long hours can be experienced as very short minutes or moments. It could be either or, but then you can experience sense of timelessness, selflessness, a deep connection with inner self or the divine. This is dhyana, and dhyana leads to samadhi. Samadhi is complete merging with higher self or silence.
Samadhi is the ultimate state one reaches by practicing all these 8 limbs of yoga. It is very, very important to understand these 8 limbs of yoga, and they're not separated, they're interrelated. They're parts with an integrative nature. In other words, working to master one aspect of yoga brings one closer to realizing self. So the purpose of this presentation is to enable us to understand and develop and refine ourselves both in our body and mind as a whole system, so that we can attain the eternal bliss. Thank you.